Alright, hello everybody, welcome back one final time here tonight on VR Master League Channel 1. I'm Palidore, and we've got some re-debuts. Once again, we already had 7 just about half an hour ago. And now we got some more coming on in, and also coming on in will be me. Pally with that good, don't know about good hair. Pally with that long hair. You know what I was going for. Anyway, so yes, hello everyone. See Tom in there, as well as Burnsy once again. Soisy with a tier 1 sub. Bacon saying, open the betting. I have! It's been open for 10 minutes. See, you didn't expect me to be on time, but I got it. You got about 1 minute left. So, just a quick refresh and you'll be good to go. That said, alright, we're ready to start, so you'll be not seeing me. And we'll be going to the start of the round here. For Extinction and Hive Mind. Final match here of the day. Don't be fooled by the bronze tags necessarily here because, well, I mean, look at the rosters. So starting off will be Joust, taken ultimately by Callan. Callan here for Hive Mind on their debut, going right off the back. That's classic Callan right there. The make, however, not quite what he wanted. So with that, will be a clear now. Going to be recovered here by perhaps Of and Grake. Anyone who knows Echo and knows the game, follows VRML, you know all these players pretty much from all kinds of rosters. I did actually take some notes that I might go through at some point when there's time. I was trying to go all Dimwee style about it because, yeah, there's a lot of familiarity among these players throughout the seasons, for sure. With that, though, Kaznaz tapping it over. Of course, for those who watched that game with 7 versus Worst a while ago, we saw a couple of the former Redshift players in there. We're seeing more of that yet here. Kaznaz and Supreme coming on into this round and maybe looking for those first points. There it is. It's Kaznaz. Recovers, delivers, and sends shivers down the caster's spine. Not actually, not this time, but maybe next. But yeah, so Supreme, otherwise known as Supreme, otherwise known as Supreme Buns, otherwise known as Supreme Boons, what have you. I mean, notably played on Gambit / Guinness back in Season 1, then of course Redshift the last season, made a deep late season push as the, well, very early push shot from Supreme comes through. Of course, Kaznaz also joined that Redshift roster towards the end of that Season 2, and the later portions of that season went into the playoffs, so to speak, you know, the Challenger Cups and whatnot. Had a lot of great success there. Now joining here on this team got Callan, of course, famed from Milk, if nothing else. Milk and Creamy Milk. Milk with those logos. I was kind of mentioning it to Callan earlier. It's one of those things I love to hate on because they had the ice inside the glass of milk as their logo. Truly a criminal act, if nothing else. And so is that from Callan, spilling the milk right off that shelf. They got 8 points. So quick start for Hive Mind. Now Callan also playing back on Ironic back in Season 0, preseason you could say. Captain Will as well played on Milk and Gambit / Guinness back in Season 1. Like I said, there's a lot of kind of intertwined relationships here among these players in past seasons, as it's 11 points for Supreme. And they have, at the moment, they've gotten everything they've wanted and more. 3 minutes, 11 points. That is a very, very quick shot. A quick shot to the top. That is to say, 11 points. Now, Late Toast here making the season debut as well in Season 3. But Late Toast, of course, another longtime player here in the VRML and Echo in general. Had a stint with Tint in Season 2, but coming in now with the crew on Extinction. Over to Late Toast, speaking of the toast. And back to the station and the bow tie as well, Schlart. Of course, famed from Schlart team, where else? Off to Grake and Late Toast now. Now Grake, this is, as far as I can tell, the first time Grake's been on a team in VRML. Which is to say, seeing Grake in plenty of community cups and plenty of substitute situations as a nice save by Grake. How nice is this? These players, every time I'm talking about their names on my list here, my notes, and then that player does something like the last few times in a row. This is like the anti-caster's curse. What's happened? You know what? It's a new cycle, which means new curses or lack thereof. That is to say, though, Callan is going to move it up here, 11 points up. A beautiful cross, but the stun from behind and Schlart anchoring off. How rude. Now back to the other end as a million punches seem to resound throughout the arena. Is going to enable Captain Will plenty of time on the recovery. So Captain Will taking that. Kaznaz over at the midline. Bothered a little bit, but managed to kind of swat away the fly there, which is to say Late Toast and Grake in the midfield. Now tapping off was Callan. Callan has an angle. The easy does at 3. And Callan 101. Well, they got themselves a 1-4 on the board. 14 points. So thus far, quite a strong debut for the boys in blue. All the meanwhile, see Fontac in the chats. Nice to have you back. The Hive Mind bet looking real nice right now. Wonder as well in there. And Wonder part of this roster here on Extinction, I do believe. Watching here and trying to cheer on the team to maybe a comeback situation. Not having a lot of offensive success at the moment, but as we've seen in previous games, previous rounds, that can change in the blink of an eye. Especially with a team like this coming in here, trying to defend it again. Late Toast will get that second snag, so fortunately on the ding. Now we actually saw this in 7 versus Worse about 45 minutes ago on stream, where we had a couple Redshift players on that team 7. Well, you know, there was a lot of defense being had, but it's just the offense really wasn't able to get going too much. And it actually happened on a couple streams today, where you see a lot of these teams having some great stands and forcing the offense into multiple shots. It's just what happens after that where it gets lost. The problem is when you have such aggressive players on offense, you know, constantly pressuring your defense, that's why it gets tough, because it's like the defense has no time to even find the clears or really get some rhythm going. This rhythm here, a little bit off now. A few of these shots now starting to ding off for Hivemind. That said, they of course are up by a handful of points here at the moment, but gotta be careful as Greg takes that disc, and it's gonna look for maybe a clear and boost with of, but couldn't quite get that, as it will bounce right back to Kaznaz as Kaz gets stunned. A quick tap down to the bottom. Oh, that was some steez, but couldn't find the conversion. Callan getting stunned out there by Schlart. Captain Will back it out. 3:36 remaining here in this round. Captain Will now cutting pass and dunking it home. Suprum. So 3:24, 18 points on the board. This is really just a huge tidal wave essentially coming in hot by the name of Hivemind. They are of the mind that they're just gonna rock and roll into a first round win as the wind blows right through that orange goal. 21 points, and that is just an immediate, again, barrage. That happened all so quickly for this team in Hivemind. Extinction coming back from well, Cycle 1, but Hivemind, you know, a little bit extra incentive, I suppose you'd call it, you know, to as their stream debut this season, or at least again as a full roster this season, to really just come out with some strength. You know, you gotta have a feeling that they're gonna be amped to show up here today. So far, so good on their end, but gotta do it for 2 rounds is the thing, and for, you know, the side of Extinction here, it's all about using this minute to the absolute max. You know, just calming down, taking a drink, as I always say, and wouldn't be the most uncommon sight in the world, not at all, to see a round 2 comeback situation, because, you know, back in weeks 4 and 5, we saw that a multitude of times. There were a lot of overtimes, reverse sweeps, and round 3s. With that, though, definitely have their hands full. I mean, again, you're talking about players coming off of some master caliber teams, certainly earlier this season, between Kaz and Zaprum, and that said, okay, it looks like we are starting the round. Player had dropped out, so I was kind of expecting a timeout, but actually just rejoined at the last second. Although, I'm not sure if they got back in time for the joust, we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it wasn't the case. So, Schlart is there, but just kind of I guess 2 unstoppable forces meeting each other, because they both just stopped each other at the end of the day there with some double stuns, knockouts for Prum all around the world before the hurl. Putting all the moves in the book. Teaching Pally his ABCs, because I did see that, and that was a thing of beauty.
8, 7, 6,
Vacant Ace also stopping by again. Toki once more. Glad to see you guys there. Soisy. And Grumpiest Broom. Well, right now there's some room for Suprum. That's 4. Gotta say, it's a definite habit shift trying to say Suprum. It feels weird. I'm so used to Supreme. With or without buns and boons. But now it's just Suprum. And I can't get it to roll off my tongue the right way. First world caster problems, I guess. But nonetheless, Suprum having quite the game so far. Latos and Greg now trying to capture that disc. They will, and just misses the defense, but hiding behind the bow tie was Kaz. Kaz with the pass and the slam from the captain himself, as Callan will assist it right to that backboard area. Nice little handoff plays, quickly, decisively. 7, 6, 5, 4. Soisy saying, yeah, Suprum rum. Well, definitely a tall drink here on the offense. Greg there getting smothered, but will be a breakaway for Schlart, maybe trying to pass that off, and does find Late Toast. Late Toast right back, some great passes, but look at, see, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? The fact that the aggressiveness of this team in Hive Mind is so intense that you see Extinction, even when they were executing some excellent passes, they just could not find room. They could not find time, because right there was Hive Mind over and over. Using that mind, and now into the goal. It's Kaznaz with that find off the back bounce, and with that, it's a 8-point lead to start off this round about 2.5 minutes in.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
See Jake over there. Jake EA power's been out for 3 days. That's pretty rough. Sorry to hear that. As a bit of a dubstep disc will maybe enable some points here. It's of course with the shot. 8-2, and they're on the board now for Extinction. So yeah, 3 days without power. I would not be having a good time. That would mean no. I can't cast games. I can't. I was gonna say play games, but I don't do that too much during the season. Mostly just cast. But nonetheless, that sounds torturous. Over here though, to the pass a little bit too fast from Suprum. Will be grabbed up by the Cloud though. Kaznaz taking it away, has Will at the nest. Now Will, a successful series of stuns there and shields. Kind of some slow play developing for Khaled, and the bow tie now as they work it up the floor. Eyeing that pass off the bounce, and almost a nice one. Well, here it goes. This is what I'm saying. Each round can be totally different. Look, we're a 3-pointer away from this being a 3-point game. Let's see. They get there. They get there. Oh, that might have been on course, but will be taken off. I could be totally wrong too, but that was very, very close. Nonetheless, the ding will be sent back into the midline, but a successful grab by Latos playing the lines very nicely. This will go to over at the pack, and pack over to Schlart. Like I said, you know, no doubting the skill here of this team in Hive Mind. But you gotta do it for 20 minutes. That is the task. And right now, the task at hand, as the disc at hand for Greg, is a score. They are right within reach still yet as we approach the halfway point. But that said, it's Suprum with a little dribble. And maybe trying to spill it off that backboard. But no, will be taken back by Greg. And Greg gonna be left with a quake of a stun coming in there from Callan, 101, but back to Kaznaz, and Kaznaz right in the bottom bounce. That's gonna go right to Suprum, it looks like, right out the reach actually, so no goal and no good so far. They've got the 8 points here, 8-6, 5:20 left, approaching this halfway point of the round. And again, they're getting into the blue lane, so you know, Hivemind has to be careful because they're going to let Extinction right back into this game in a hurry if they're not you know, concentrating on those plays that brought them success in the earlier rounds. You know, can't get too much off the pedal, or else, you know, these teams at this level, they will show you why that's a very, very bad decision. So trying to come back at it, a light tap, I guess call it a love tap or an of tap, whatever the case. What's on tap right now for Late Toast is the defender Callan. Now, couldn't find that recovery, unfortunately. It was a little bit bouncy, tough to read for sure. Kaznaz instead now. We'll get a nice pass woven to Callan. Callan over down to Supreme. Looking for the one-on-one with a goalie stunned and into the bottom of the pocket. Supreme drops it. And now that will create some space, more comfortable space, I should say, for Hivemind, being up by 8 points. But there were 2 or 3 different times in that last 2:29 of possession time where they were in danger of making that a 1-goal game. It was definitely on the table. But now, a stun to disable Greg. But Greg right back out of the stun. Nice one. And even the shot, could it be? Oh, just narrowly missing, unfortunately. So by that cloud, Greg trying to deny that stack coming through those boosted players. A nice pass, though, to Callan. 101 here. Maybe gonna eye the ceiling. Nope, retreating to the goal was of. Late Toast now at the boot, trying to defend this one and help along. That said, the shot! Oh, Callan getting bold. And you know what? It paid off. So off that backboard, the specialty for sure. And don't mistake it, because Callan can hit from any angle, anywhere, just about. But hey, the softest of touches anytime that backboard is involved for Callan. 13-2, 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Take back here by Callan. Bouncing and rebounding will be Will, and Will off the back as well. But this time, Of is going to get that save very nicely through that lane. And just trying to find their stacks now, or leeches if they can. Players kind of filing together, but just not there in time, as it will be read over to Callan. Now Callan, the hot shot, getting stunned, but a pass right, well, past the midline. And Kaznaz up to that top. So diving there was Late Toast, but maybe just slightly late, and it will be Captain Will. Punishing off of the recovery, 16-2 on the score.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
See, I had my share of really rough internet issues last season. Not Comcast though, a different provider. That also starts with C. It made me miss Venues Cast, it made me miss some weeklies. It was a most distressing thing, let me tell you. Worst time of my life. That said though, taken over here by Greg. Greg with a slap on over to the bottom. Of is in the area, but gets shielded and stunned by Kaznaz, I believe that was. Now all 3 of them just raiding across the floor in a flurry there. Wasting no time, but Latos was right there in the back line. That bouncer was very, very close. That could have been good and a highlight-worthy moment. Will be rebounded there, backboard again. Oh, saved at the last second by Kaznaz, and Kaz will do that to you. Will do that to a lot of people. In fact, talked about that late season run that Redshift made at season 2. I mean, Kaznaz was definitely a big contributor as Callan spilling once again into the goal and filling it up with that spin move just as well. So I guess stirring the milk. Melt that ice and whatnot. 18-2, a minute 22 remaining in this round. So Of with the disc, just missing Supreme, but that midfield defense there, Captain Will getting it back. The goal is open. It's gonna be a dangerous one from that corner, Supreme. Dings that pocket as it rings in. 20 points now.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And, oh, shout out to Evil Lefty as well. Always glad to see Evil in there with the GGs as well. Zenith stopping in. Glad to see y'all as this round just about concluded. And with that, so will be our streams. I think that was awkward grammar, but never you mind. There's a slammer to end the time for Captain Will and this game. It's a mercy situation there. Indeed, it was close the first few minutes. Again, I think the first, 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes, it was only separated by a couple goals, really. But by the end of it, well, Team Not Milk came back, and they got that scores up in a hurry, needless to say. As we head to the score screen, one final time here for this night, this first night of Cycle 2, here in Season 3 of Week 7. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Yeah, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining again. For those who got in here, I'll get that prediction outcome for you guys right about now. And there you go. All right. So with that said, I guess you can go get a look at my mug one more time. But that said, and yeah, this you'll see more casters on face cams from here on out. I mean, depending on the caster, up to them really. But we got that enabled now, and at least for the solo cams, it's not really too much of a big deal. It's only when we throw in a lot of people that it sometimes gets messy on the performance. But anyways, never you mind, neither here nor there. Let me read the stats out for you real quick. It was Captain Will with 7 points, 3 assists. You had Kaznaz, 4 points, 3 assists, 3 saves. Callan, 16 points, 3 assists. Saprum, 16 points, 2 assists. So there's a lot of symmetry there between assists, between points on these teammates. I mean, everyone really contributing heavily to that effort for sure. You had on Extinction side, Greg had 4 saves, 2 steals, 22 stuns. So still some big numbers, some big punches certainly. Late Toast, a couple of saves, 9 stuns. You had Schlart with 21 stuns rather, and Of with the 2 points, as well as 1 save and 16 stuns. But as is often the case, you know, just the number of shot attempts, right? Over 70% of it going to the side of Hive Mind, and they did not mind, needless to say. But yeah, Army Strong asking when the next match is that you guys can bet on. So typically if they're on channel 1, most of the time we'll get them up, pending my memory. Usually I have to have people remind me, but anyway. Next match period won't be until tomorrow. I guess technically today if you're in EU. Or OC. Wait, is OC ahead or behind? I forgot. I think they're ahead. So yeah, you know what I mean. Point is, tomorrow there'll be more matches. Maybe around the late morning, early afternoon, you know, for you NA folks in here, for those EU matches. So there probably will be something going on there. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. There are no more matches on schedule for cast or otherwise, so. Oh well, such is life. Good to be back though. Like I said, those 5 days break there last week. I can deal with like 2 or 3, but once you get to like days 4 and 5, it's like, you want to cast, you know? But, alright, since this is our last stream, let me go check on who's doing what right now. There we go, got Boosty Boy streaming, it looks like. So how about we give Boosty a little raid here before we part off, if you guys want to join that. There you go. Okay. Now with that, good morning, Callan. I will drink my not milk. My non-sponsored beverage of choice. Puts the pep in my step. Shout out Grumpiest Room also, if you're still here. Cosmic, though, Burnsy, Flare, Mr. Nate, Soisy. Anyone else I missed here? Joful with the follow a couple minutes ago. Somacrum. Saturn again as well at the beginning of the match, and again Soisy for the tier 1 sub. 10 months. Appreciate that very, very much. And then yeah, I think that'll be it. Okay, so with that, we will raid Boosty, and I'm gonna go raid the refrigerator for some food. So, be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other, guys. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.